Who doesn't love a retro-style NES platformer made by dedicated fans of the genre that not only respect the craft, yet the players? We all know back in the day, retro platformers were rough. Devs didn't quite understand yet that, oh, we aren't making arcade games anymore that suck down coins. We can make like real games with the possibility of human beings beating them. So what Yacht Club Games did was take the best part of that genre and make it not only playable, but fresh and exciting. Thus, Shovel Knight was born, proving that retro 2D platformers can be challenging yet approachable by all skill levels, staying true to almost every aspect of the NES era of games, but adding much needed modern touches that make the game stand out as not just a passion project for old codgers, but an example of how to do things right. For example, the much needed checkpoints that were added that were very strategically placed along the stage so as not to toss them out like candy, but to make them feel rewarding when you finally reach them. Kinda like another game series I know. If you're an epic gamer that wants even more difficulty in their game, you can even take it upon yourself to break each checkpoint to get extra loot and a greater challenge. Unlike some retro titles of this era, Shovel Knight doesn't have a timer or backtracking limitations. They want you to explore and take your time in levels, dig inside every nook and cranny you can find. Your shovel, as you might suspect, is a huge part of the overall gameplay. You use it for almost everything: digging, attacking, discovering, bouncing, moaning, maybe not that last part, but you will learn to utilize it for all purposes. Plus, you can upgrade it, which opens up this whole other door for options and opportunities to cater to your playstyle. Faster digging, range slashes, and so much more. The shovel is such a fun idea for a weapon and creative tool to make for some completely unique gameplay per person. but don't get it twisted. The difficulty is still there. They didn't make a goo goo gaga baby game so people can say they beat an 8-bit platformer. No, some levels here will make you start looking more like me. Clockwork Tower and Flying Machine both had me going for the first time playing them, but without these modern systems, I could not imagine having as much fun as I did, even when I got 100 rats dropping on my head or conveyor belts throwing me into the void. This is all without mentioning the amazing boss fights that you have the privilege of experiencing whenever you finally do make it through their respective stages. Each has their own unique and amazing sprite work as well as battle styles. I would hate to spoil the joy of seeing them all for the first time, but some, if not all knights, you can really tell had some true love and passion put into their fights and design. Plus, 4 of the non-mandatory bosses scattered across the world are people that got to design their own boss in the game by giving a certain amount to the original Kickstarter, as well as a whole stage with Kickstarter supporters' names in it to show how much they appreciated them, which I think is super cool and noteworthy for a dev team to show so much appreciation of the people that made this game possible. Now, this game isn't all platforming and boss battles. No, there are rich and fun hub areas to come back to and relax in. Play some mini games, turn in collectibles or rewards, or upgrade Shovel Knight with more HP or mana. Silly pun and joke-telling frog, guy selling hat for crazy prices, and so many fun little things that you can find in these hub worlds. Now, if none of that was enough to convince some of you, then there is also co-op, so you can play with your friend through this epic journey. It's kind of like Mario games where you'll probably spend more time screwing each other over than actually progressing, but I think that's awesome. But if that's not even enough, then what if I told you that in the Treasure Trove pack of Shovel Knight, there are 3, count them, 3 DLCs that are all completely unique and follow 3 of the fan favorite knights from the Shovel Knight base game. That's right, Plague Knight, Spectre Knight, King Knight, all on their own adventures. With Plague Knight, you mix potions that create different effects to help you navigate through each stage. Spectre Knight is going crazy style with Tony Hawk Pro Skater as he grinds through each stage with ease. And King Knight, which is probably the most out of left field gameplay-wise, has his own card game they made just for this DLC, while also having unique stages and platforming. Yacht Club Games wanted each DLC to feel and play completely different. Each person I've talked to about all of them have their own favorite, which I think is a testament to their individuality. The dev team really are for their fans with these games and giving them everything they creatively have. But at the end of the day, if none of that seems essential to you all, then I have one more trick up my sleeve.